Hello and welcome to another edition of the Latin Asia Talks video series. I am Daniel Cortina, Senior Business Development Manager at Enterprise Singapore's Mexico City office, covering the Mexico, Central America, Caribbean, and Colombia markets. I have the pleasure of being joined here today with Rubén Cruz, who is the head of energy and natural resources at KPMG in Mexico. Within the energy and natural resources sector, Rubén has provided services and has been counterpart of companies operating in the oil and gas, petrochemical, power generation, mining, and water industries. Rubén, welcome, and it's an honor to have you here. Can you just give us a brief overview of the Mexican energy sector and where do you currently see market or investment opportunities?
Sure, Daniel. First of all, I would like to thank Enterprise Singapore. For us, is a very unique opportunity to talk to the Singapore companies that are interested in Mexico. And taking your first question, so in terms of investment opportunities, so we can establish at least two segments to be analyzed. There is an opportunity to operate and be part of the supply chain of those companies that enter in the energy market since the opening of the sector in late 2013, so that the act that we known as the energy reform. So along this opening and during these years, so what we have seen is that new entrants have arrived and they are now in operations in Mexico in the upstream business. So it is plenty of activity, and there is a market for Singapore companies that are already participating in other regions or have been participating in Mexico. But also we have new entrants in the natural gas market and power generation with the renewables. And in the other side, you have the opportunity to exploit the country need. So Mexico requires to strengthen its energy security system. So we have seen events that disrupt the value chain or the supply chain of the energy products from the US to Mexico in at least two times in the last 4 years. So the most recent is this week. And that has shown that we have a high dependence of those fuels and a lack of security inventories. And that put us in a very weak position. So Mexico is a net energy importer, is in more than 70%, with very limited storage capacity or non-capacity in natural gas for power generation and industrial uses, in liquefied petroleum gas for domestic consumption, and liquid fuels in gasoline, diesel, and other liquid fuels. And also we have the goal and the necessity to diversify our energy matrix, so for power generation.
And looking more into like the future and the trends in the energy sector, particularly, well, everyone now is talking about digitalization and the use of these technologies like blockchain and artificial intelligence. Have you seen like the application of some of these new trends here in our markets, or what are you seeing there?
So there are a segment that has been used this kind of technology since some years from now. But so when you think in all the subsea activities that are in the upstream area, so there are plenty of technology inside, no, and plenty of data mining, and so that part of the market is ahead of what we have seen in other current activities or more visible activities. But what we see is the imperative necessity of companies to innovate and operate as slim as possible to be flexible and be resilient. And this is possible only through the use of technology as part of the normal course of business of the companies. And so having said that, so the opportunity to transform some parts of the processes that are manual or high time consuming processes nowadays into digital ones, it could be an important engine to increase productivity and also profitability for companies and resilience. No, and as I said, and the use of blockchain can eliminate all the management work, the back office that we are used to have, because dealing with this series of transactions from the well through the pump, no, thinking in fuels. So.
Perfect. Lastly, Ruben, what would you say to Singapore companies looking to explore the market in terms of the main challenges or obstacles in the market, and also what are the bright spots in this difficult time after after COVID and the energy sector living in this downturn for now? I'm sure that there are still some certain areas of opportunity and bright spots, but also what should they be looking for in terms of the challenges going into the Mexican market?
Yes, so the challenge, the most important challenge in our view is to separate the noise of the signals and the noise from realities. So we can perceive a lot of noise because of political interests or other concerns that are not from, they don't come from fundamentals of the country. So what we have to see is the fundamentals. So as I started this conversation, if you recognize, or so if the companies recognize that Mexico, it's a net importer of energy, and around that they can elaborate the business plan for them with commitment, long-term commitment, and having this view and knowing that as a developing country or high growth market, so we are still with some movements that change our energy policy every 6 years in terms of the presidential view of the matter. So foreign companies need to accept that the maturity of our democracy is in this stage, and there will be some signals that go from one side and the other, but the remaining necessity is there. So and the business opportunity is still there. So what the foreign companies needs to do is have a long-term view, have a secure investment through very well negotiated contracts, no, and be part of free trade agreements, no, to have confidence that the foreign investment is protected.
Thank you, Ruben. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Hopefully we can continue to be in touch and introduce to you some companies looking for ways to enter the market, and of course with KPMG on their side, I am sure that they will be successful here.
So thank you to you, Daniel, for this opportunity. And as you know, we have a huge presence in Singapore with our local officer at KPMG, and the requirement for doing business in other countries be local, and we are local there and we are local here. So and that value can be offered to the Singapore companies that want to come. They're welcome, and we are here for them.
Thank you, Ruben. Have a nice day. Thanks.